James is moving from London to New York City with his family of 4 for work. He came to us as he had purchased a large 6-storey brownstone in Brooklyn that was ripe for renovation. The property had had many iterations over the years, but had not been significantly overhauled in recent times. Built in 1889, the townhouse still retains many of its classic 19th century characteristics and features, including very high ceilings on the parlour level and first floor, the original timber floors, original fireplaces, the original stairs, and original cornices and ceiling roses. These features were a big reason James was drawn to the property. James was looking for assistance in terms of the core functional layout that would best suit his modern life. He wanted to find a layout that would support his and his family's needs and minimise disruption to the existing home's structure and features. Client brief. I am considering some renovations on my house in New York City and would like some help with the floor plan. My main concern is the location of the kitchen. I am looking to place the kitchen at the back of the house, either on the parlour floor or on the garden level. With respect to the broader plan, I have 2 children who would use the bedrooms on the 4th floor. The master bedroom would be on the 3rd floor. I was thinking of putting the laundry on the kids' floor and perhaps a study on the master floor. I also need a guest bedroom. Once we pick the best location for the kitchen, the rest of the floor plan falls into place, I think. The existing plans. The first things I notice. Best light is at the rear, south. The best views are to the north, Manhattan. Access to the back garden is difficult. There is a stair that looks like an afterthought from the parlour level terrace to the garden. The stair to the attic is not stacked directly over the main stair, which is inefficient and disjointed. It ruins the layout on both the 4th floor and the 5th floor by splitting the plan into 2 awkward parts. The parlour level does not take advantage of the full width at the rear. On the bedroom levels, the utility rooms, bathrooms, take up valuable space near the windows, meaning the bedrooms cannot be full width. The basement is a key opportunity for utility and it's underutilised. The attic, with a magnificent view of Manhattan, is compromised by the existing stairs in the centre of the room. As it is such a vertical house, is a lift required? The key design dilemma is where to put the kitchen. Option 1, you put it on the parlour floor with its high ceilings and lovely southern aspect. It would, however, cut off the key living spaces from the outside. Option 2, you put it on the garden floor, where you maximise the connection between the key living spaces and the outside, and you activate the backyard. As James said in his brief, once we've solved the kitchen location, the rest will fall into place. He's sort of right, but there's always more to the story. First round, basement level. We have created a generous underground media living den to the southern side of the basement. There is some natural light from the high windows under the grille in the garden. We have created a very generous laundry utility room at the centre of the plan. It is a good location for hardcore utility as it is separated from the other areas of the home, noisy and very active. We've placed a wine cellar towards the northern end of the floor. Again, it's not a place that needs a lot of natural light. Dark and moody is the way to go. Garden level. We located the open plan kitchen, living, dining on the garden floor. This creates easy access to the back garden and takes advantage of the lovely southern orientation for maximum natural light flooding this area. We encourage the natural light to penetrate deep into the plan by locating the kitchen in the worst part of the plan, at the centre. We have provided adequate space for tall utility against the party walls, as well as a decent work zone and prep zone or island. We have included a breakfast dining zone with a banquette and an informal living area that opens out onto the garden. To the front of this level, we've created a second living zone which enjoys direct access from the street and light from the front windows. Parlour level. We've created a neat utility zone at the centre of the plan, containing a powder room and dump zone. This has liberated the front and back parts of the plan to be enjoyed as a living and dining room to the south and a front sitting room to the north. The stair has been adjusted to align correctly with the upper and lower levels and to ensure that the southern living and dining zone is generous and regular in shape, as this is one of the best parts of the home. Doors have been proposed to allow the different living rooms to be closed off from one another. Third level. We've placed the master suite on the 3rd level, with the bedroom to the south, which is more private, quiet, and enjoys the delightful southern aspect in terms of natural light. We have positioned the ensuite at the centre of the plan, and the walk-in robe is a kind of alcove off the main bedroom, to allow the bedroom to benefit as much as possible from the southern light on this side. We have placed the bed on the western wall as it gives the room a nice sense of flow, so you can move freely between the ensuite and the robe without having to walk around the bed. The study/parents retreat is accessed by the hallway, as this is more efficient. Fourth level. This level contains the 2 kids' bedrooms, each with their own ensuite. Fifth level. We have stacked the attic stair directly above the main stair for maximum efficiency, and also to allow the stair to go all the way up to the roof, where we may introduce a skylight to bring natural light down the stairwell. The new stair placement opens up the whole floor plate for better use, with its own guest room and ensuite. There's a dining table and a bar/kitchenette. This area could operate as a teen hangout, a place for friends to stay over, or a separate apartment should the need arise. The living area and northern terrace enjoy spectacular views towards the Manhattan skyline. As the house is connected over 6 levels, we proposed an iteration with a lift. Client feedback. James asked that we maintain more of the existing building fabric and minimise the expense of big structural interventions. We have included a small bathroom on this level. We moved the powder/bathroom and dump zone from the parlour level into the centre of this floor plan. I like this as it eliminates the problem of having your WC accessed directly off your kitchen. Ooh. This reduced the size of the guest/sitting room to the front, but it is still a suitable minimum size for a guest room. The second living zone at the front has become a smaller guest room or sitting room. We've created a small secondary kitchen to service the main dining and living rooms on this level. This means that some of the key structures can remain intact and less work will be required. The fireplaces remain. The floor plan is open front to back, benefiting from the southern natural light and the northern aspect, the best of both worlds. We have relocated the ensuite to the rear of the plan as it is reusing existing plumbing locations. The walk-in robe is now at the centre of the plan. The fireplace has been retained and the bed located on the opposite wall. The kids' bedrooms have been made equal in size and we have reduced the number of bathrooms. Now both bedrooms are serviced by 1 bathroom. We have added a small study. We have added a foyer to the attic to allow it to be closed off from the rest of the house when required. The bathroom is not an ensuite, but can be accessed directly from the foyer. The client confirmed that they did not want a lift as it would require too much change to the existing fabric of the building. Client feedback. The client felt that there were too many living spaces and that perhaps the property needed an additional laundry closer to the bedrooms. So we made a few more adjustments. Revision B, basement level, no changes. Garden level. We removed the living area from the kitchen/dining space. We reoriented and enlarged the kitchen. Lots of tall utility, a huge island, a generous work zone. A lovely large dining table with plenty of room to move around it. The small room at the front is now a dedicated guest room. Parlour level, no changes. Third level, no changes. Fourth level. We have inserted an additional laundry room between the kids' bedrooms. Now the kids can do all their own laundry. Fifth level, no changes. Final feedback. James was so happy with the final plans and even said that he thoroughly enjoyed the process. He stated that having a floor plan design that articulates exactly what I want to achieve has been incredibly useful for me to have productive conversations with local general contractors about budget and timelines. This was one of my favourite floor plans to review. Working with a client long before the construction process and collaborating to resolve the optimal floor plan for his future home was how I always imagined my layout review service would serve people best. Like terraces in Sydney, brownstones respond very well to efficient design. They can be challenging to maximise as each level needs to have dedicated functions and the functions need to be distributed in such a way to ensure no level is underutilised. It can feel like solving a difficult puzzle, but once you crack the design, they're an incredibly comfortable type of home to live in. You can get a lot of amenity out of that relatively compact footprint.